Welcome back to Our Weird World. Following last week's foray into the upcoming theatrical re-releases of the Harry Potter films, we're continuing our exploration of the history behind some of the key creatures and themes from the first 5 movies. This week, we're focusing on the Basilisk, the legendary serpent that plays a pivotal role in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. In the heart of a crumbling European village, where cobblestone streets whispered secrets of the past, the legend of the Basilisk began. The villagers called it the King of the Serpents, but its true name was rarely spoken aloud, for even to mention the creature was said to invite its gaze, a glance that could turn flesh into stone. Long ago, in the shadowy recesses of medieval Europe, a peculiar egg was laid by an aging hen under a moonless sky. According to the old almanacs, such an egg was cursed from the start, destined to hatch into something far more sinister than a chick. The villagers believed the egg, known as a cockatrice egg, required only the touch of a serpent to awaken its true potential. It was in the year 1247, during a scorching summer, that the first basilisk was said to have hatched in a forgotten cellar beneath the home of a widowed herbalist named Ysabel. The woman, who lived at the edge of the forest, was both revered and feared for her knowledge of plants and potions. When her hens began laying unusual eggs, dark eggs, she took it as a bad omen. Ysabel's unease turned to terror one fateful night. The story goes that she awoke to the sound of hissing and found her cellar overrun with serpents. In the center of the writhing mass stood a creature no larger than a cat, but with the presence of a predator far greater. It had the body of a serpent, the wings of a bat, and the crown-like crest upon its head. Its eyes glowed an unnatural yellow, and as it fixed its gaze on Ysabel, she froze. By morning, she was found lifeless, her face twisted in terror, and her body rigid as stone. The basilisk, now free from the confines of Ysabel's home, began its reign of terror. The nearby village earned its name not from its architecture, but from the petrified remains of its residents. They called it Stone Town. Livestock turned to statues in the fields. Farmers, unaware of the creature's presence, would glance into the underbrush to be frozen in stone and never return home. The villagers turned to the church for help, believing the creature to be a manifestation of sin or a curse from God. Father Ulrich, the village priest, organized a group of brave souls to hunt the beast. Armed with mirrors, the only known defense against a basilisk's deadly gaze, they descended into the forest. One by one, they succumbed to the creature's stare or its venomous breath. Only one of the hunters, Father Ulrich himself, survived to return with tales of horror. He was clutching a cracked mirror and speaking in riddles. In his delirium, he claimed to have seen the basilisk in its full form. A serpent with feathers of gold, scales of emerald, and a gaze that burned like the sun. Centuries later, during the Renaissance, tales of the basilisk found their way into the writings of scholars and alchemists alike. One such figure was Ludovico, a famed alchemist from Florence. Fascinated by the creature's ability to kill with a glance, he sought to capture and study it, believing it held the key to immortality. Ludovico's journals, discovered long after his death, tell a chilling story. He claimed to have created a basilisk in his laboratory by following ancient instructions. A rooster's egg hatched under a toad. For weeks he observed the creature, sketching every movement, but as his obsession grew, so did his paranoia. The final entry in his journal reads, "The King of Serpents knows no master. Its eyes burn with the fire of the sun, and its breath carries the plague. I am undone." When his laboratory was discovered, it was a scene of chaos. The walls were scorched, his instruments shattered, and the alchemist himself was found petrified, his face forever frozen in a mask of horror. Though the basilisk's presence waned in Europe, the legend traveled across the oceans. In the 19th century, immigrants brought tales of the basilisk to the Americas, where it became an urban legend in cities like New York and New Orleans. Stories emerged of sewer workers encountering strange creatures with glowing eyes. Some claimed the basilisk had adapted to modern life, hiding in the shadows of urban jungles. In 1987, a New York sanitation worker named Thomas Harrington claimed to have seen a giant snake with wings in the city's sewer system. His story was dismissed as a hoax until other workers reported finding petrified rats and birds in the same area. Paranormal investigators flocked to the city, dubbing it the Basilisk of Brooklyn. The creature was never caught, but sightings continued for years. Modern science has attempted to explain the basilisk legend. Some suggest the creature may have been inspired by the king cobra, a snake capable of spitting venom and appearing regal with its hooded crown. Others point to fossilized remains of prehistoric creatures, such as feathered dinosaurs, as a possible source of the myth. Cryptozoologists argue that the basilisk might still exist in remote corners of the world. In 2003, a team of explorers in the Amazon claimed to have found evidence of the creature matching the basilisk's description. A trail of petrified animals led to a cave. The cave's entrance was sealed off, but the team reported hearing strange hissing noises from within. The basilisk remains a symbol of fear and fascination. Its story has been immortalized in literature, art, and film, each retelling adding a new layer to the myth. For many, it's a reminder that the world still holds mysteries beyond our understanding. Even now, in the quiet corners of the world, whispers of the basilisk persist. Some say it lurks in abandoned ruins, waiting for the unwary traveler. Others believe it has evolved, blending into modern society. But one thing is certain. The basilisk, the king of serpents, will never be forgotten. As we leave you here, remember, the legends of our weird world are boundless. If you've enjoyed this look into the basilisk, please share, like, and subscribe to our channel for more content. Your support enables us to keep these stories alive. Until next time, stay curious, and when you come face to face with the unknown, don't freeze, or you may stay that way for eternity.